Good afternoon, everyone. Unless you're watching this recorded, then whatever time of day it is. This is Human IT's weekly session. We've been doing this for 5 years now, I think. We started in 2019 or 2020. You remember?
2019, I believe. And so this is our 6th year. 5 complete years, and we're into our 6th.
Well, I think we only started recording on YouTube and LinkedIn as of 2023, I think.
Right. Yeah, we did a bunch with Wistia back then. Yeah.
Yep. The goal here is for everyone to have like a reminder of what they're doing every week. Like throughout the year, if you keep on this cadence, on this event calendar, then you can kind of generally be at peace that you are not falling behind. In like the Lutheran Church, for instance, they have something called the lectionary. And it's to make sure that the right topics get covered every week. And that way you cover the entire scope of whatever it is your belief system is over 12 months.
Yep.
And then the pastor doesn't have to worry about anything. They can just go ahead and just, get rid of holy wine. That's what they get to spend their time doing rather than thinking about what scripture is going to be next week.
There we go.
In IT, we have a calendar year where there's a series of activities we need to make sure we're doing every year. Most of you do not follow a roadmap.
Nope.
And it shows because you're always in firefighting mode.
Yep.
If you are not following some kind of strategy throughout the year, like June is this, April is this, December is this, we're doing budgets in October, we're doing asset management in August. If you're not doing those kinds of things, that's why you're in firefighting mode.
Yep.
Everybody else does this kind of stuff in their businesses. You have seasons and you follow those. So that's why we have these weekly updates. We want you to follow through with what you're doing and keep a theme to it. Mm-hmm. You're always going to see kind of a chaos. But if you say, hey, I look up on my event calendar and I look and I see, oh, it's the 4th week of August. We need to be talking about asset management this week. Mm-hmm. We talk about asset management every year at this time. How to properly handle asset management. How to budget for depreciation to avoid talking about warranties. No one wants to hear about the car warranty. I want to know, should I trade my truck in at 150,000 miles?
Yeah.
That's what I need to know. CAPEX versus OPEX. Like how not knowing costs you money if you don't know what OPEX versus CAPEX is.
Yeah. Little terms
that you just need to review every year so that you can talk about them with your clients when it comes to budgetary season here in about a month.
Yep.
So
this is, and let me dive in a little deeper on this budgetary deal. So as you, again, really working hard to close out the year, and yes, it is time to close out the year. You need to get into a little bit of the terminology that your clients are using. And so kind of a real world example yesterday is working with one of our coaching clients, and we were doing a bit of a deep dive, a hands-on with an issue that they're having. And we weren't approaching it from a technical perspective. We were talking about how to take this technical issue that they're having and use it as a gateway for unpacking more of their business needs. Right? There's a lot in there on that one, but it was centered around QuickBooks. And so we were talking about this, and I'm throwing out terms that I'm a little more familiar with. Posting to the account or closing the books, different things like this. And I know that some of the people that we're talking with, that wasn't their terms. And my suggestion to those guys was, try it out. If you hear your client throw out a term like, hey, we can't post, grab onto that and go, hey, I'm a techie guy. Can you give me just, the really high level, description of what that is, and go on with that. All right. So you don't need to go any deeper than that. But now the next time you talk with your client, you can relate from a business perspective. What is it they're really trying to do? All right. They're complaining that, things are incredibly slow. So you're looking, at all kinds of stuff, bandwidth and CPU utilization. What's slow? Oh, posting this. And it just helps you focus, but your solution gets to be the real problem. All right. Your solution isn't, hey, we fixed the SAN replication bug that was in there that was slowing all this down. No, you get to say, hey, we fixed that problem with posting. All right. Totally changes the dynamic. So that all that to be said, now is a great time to start picking up on budget terms. If you're not already aware of them, don't worry. Ask your clients, hey, I heard you say that. What, can you tell me what that means? And then try to use it in the next conversation. All right. And as long as you don't act like you know everything, it's going to be okay. Use it a wrong way. Let your clients correct you. Go, well, that's not exactly what we do when we do that. And then they'll tell you what they really do.
Yeah.
And you seem honest and genuine. And at the same time, you've learned more about that client. So focus on budgeting, gain a very high level. All right? Don't go deep. You've got more things to go deep on. Just get a really high level and a general understanding of terms. You can probably get a lot of it just from watching a 20-minute YouTube video out there.
Ask Perplexity, ask Copilot.
Just, there you go. Any of those will work. But getting that information from your client is the best. It's the best approach. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can just pop in to Perplexity right now. Hey, what's the difference between OPEX and CAPEX? OPEX includes salaries, rent, utilities, supplies, and maintenance. They're expensed immediately and typically reoccur within an accounting period. CAPEX covers things like machinery, vehicles, property, or facility upgrades. And so you need to understand those things, and it'll explain why. Like, ask the follow-up question, how does this affect IT purchases? Mm-hmm. And educate yourself. Spend 5 minutes just learning some of the basics here.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of us have spent a lot of time in budgeting, and we can go on and on and on about like why CAPEX is important, why OPEX is important, why does your client care more about depreciation than warranty? Warranty's risk analysis. I need to worry about that. Well, depreciation says this asset's done. We need to budget for it. You want to have a budgetary discussion or a risk discussion? I can tell you right now which one's going to get you cash.
There you go.
So to that end, like Adam Walter has been really deep into AI recently. I'm very, very distracted right now. I need to learn a lot more about security, and to do that, I need to worry about the operations. So what does this have to do with asset management? Mm-hmm. Well, in order to learn a new technology, what I like to do is try to solve a problem using that technology. For instance, my users back in 2007 wanted to be able to use a VPN. Well, we wanted to be able to have an agentless VPN. How do you do that? And so I did an SSL VPN. And I published things through that. And we started. That's how I learned how to do SSL VPNs. I tried to solve a real world problem there. So this time around, what I thought was like, hey, everybody's so worried about asset management. Mm-hmm. I'm going to create a warranty service and a depreciation service using Replit. And I'm going to publish it for anybody to use. And so for those of you who have not been following along on my LinkedIn feed or around, you can come over here to warranty.humanizeit.biz. This is not on our service. This is not shared with our environment. It just happens to have the same domain space.
Yeah. So
what you have here is like some things that are just absolutely crap, right? So for instance, the API key setup and external API access still being built. Do not trust. Bulk warranty lookup. Hey, what if you have a CSV and you wanted to look up the warranties on a bunch of assets? Well, let's just, grab one. Oh, look, it's got 8 rows. It's going to parse them. The problem is right now I can only do Dell warranty lookups, but it's going to show you what it's finding. It found 11 out of the 57, and it's building them right now. So I process the CSV. Try to get rid of that pop-up. And then I can download the enriched CSV. So I can open this up, and inside there is warranty lookups. What the warranties are for all these. Now, what if I wanted to do just a purchase date, right? I don't care if it's under warranty. I just want to know, how old is this thing? And so I can go over here and I can just type in, Dell, Power Edge, Power Edge. Oh, what, a 2050? What's a good one from our days?
I didn't use Dell's, but anyway.
Oh man, did it break after I did this? You didn't use Dell's? You're an HP ProLiant guy? You're your favorite ProLiant server?
Let's go with an old one. Let's go with like a ML 350.
Let's see if it finds that. Oh no,
You broke it.
must be logged in. Oh, that's right. Here, hold on. Let me just do a bulk upload. So I'm gonna do this this one right here. Analyze. Oh, I did break it. Well, I know it does work. My live version. All right, what was your power edge?
Proliant ML350.
Now that one says it's a 2022. It says low on the confidence interval there.
Oh, okay.
I'm willing to bet this is like a 2002 or something.
Yeah. Well, they sold it for a long time. I guess you'd have to put, what did
Oh,
they have?
you would
10
need
models on those?
Like the
Yeah.
G6
There we go.
or whatever, G3.
Yeah. See what G3 does.
So I might have to fix that one. I don't know what the date is on that one, but I know for instance, the power edges work great. But if I do a bulk CSV upload here and I build this, analyze, found 21 asset dates out of 50, I can go ahead and generate predictions. And it goes down here and says, hey, this Dell Latitude 5580, 2016. How does it know? Because we have a database that I built that has all of these in here. Like if it's a Latitude 5580, I've got the actual exact date. If it doesn't know the exact date, if it can't figure it out from this huge database I built, it'll guess it. So that Proliant one that Skip has, it can't find a match in here. Well,
Yeah.
now I can train the database on this and see where is it? What is it missing? So this I built just this morning, just playing around. All right. So here I can get 57 assets. I can get their prediction and they're all high confidence. So with that Proliant, it was a low confidence. It means it had to go out to AI and had to guess.
Yep.
And given that it just those Proliants have like sub things like G6, G3, G4, it is trying to find all of those and guess. But on a Proliant, it knows that the range goes from 2002 to 2025.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing 2022 was the last model shift.
Yeah.
So what you can do here is like here you can just do assets and you can look up the results. And once I'm done, I can download that CSV and then I can look at purchase date predictions. So now, what is it? What is the purchase date prediction? Predicted 2019, confidence high with an AI pattern, found an exact match in the database.
Mhm.
So now all of those install dates and purchase dates that you don't have, guess what
Yeah.
I have now? Everything.
Yep.
Now you can just talk to your client about depreciating assets. And yes, eventually, once I get this to be accurate, once I have like a 90% confidence interval on this stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call this from Humanize and say, hey, do you want us to look up the purchase date for you? And it's going to put in a date for all those missing assets. No need to mess around with warranties. No need to mess around with anything, because in the end, what really matters to your client is asset age.
Yep.
They don't care if it's under warranty. They don't care about the risk analysis there. They care about, is this depreciated so that I can buy a new one and I can take the tax write-off?
Yeah.
That's what they want to know. This is the important thing to your clients. So I think what happened here was like I didn't publish this new version.
Yeah.
I'll fix that later, people. But if you want to play around with this, play around, give me feedback. This is meant to be a free tool for everyone. This is meant for you to use for free. And eventually, yes, there will be an external API that will make for us that you can use in your Power BI or one of your cute little tools you have. Or if you've got like a script you're running, you can run that script and pull out this stuff. No need to worry about the problem with warranties is they're unreliable when it comes to an API standpoint. They're so gated from HP, Lenovo, and everything. Dell's the only one that publicly publishes this. So all I have to do is get an API and I'm good.
Yeah.
The rest of them kind of shift things around, how you can access the terms and conditions, and it's a pain. But when it comes to purchase date prediction, yes, that works. Oh, the API Explorer, that's crap right now too. What this is meant to do is you're meant to be able to select the Dell API, and you should be able to like scan it to see what kind of things you can bring in. So I've been doing all sorts of things trying to learn AI. But in the end of the day, what I really decided was what people need to know is what is the age of an asset? Can I build something that helps people figure out how old their assets are? And the answer is yes. What's funny is when I first did my iteration here, I had this one ready to go, a Power Edge. Like this all worked fantastic. Oh, there we go.
There, yep.
Oh, this is in my tool. I haven't published this version yet. But you can see it says 2019 on a 2060. Is that correct? Confidence is high because we found an exact match in the database. We didn't have to guess. We know this is the right date. And so it even gives you a little breakdown. Likely released in 2020, but the actual date it was around is 2019. But this gets you in the ballpark, right? You're going to say hey, it actually came out in December of 2019, most likely purchased in 2020. It's giving you information.
Well, some of this is really going to bring some new life into some of your client conversations that are recent, newer customers. So you acquired this customer, this year, last year, or the year before. And while you keep really good records and you're writing that purchase date in to your asset management tool on everything going forward, you acquired this customer and obviously you didn't have any of that information. So, when we go and scan, our tool, when we import from, one of the PSAs or RMM tools, we'll go through and we'll look for the purchase date. But if we don't find it, there's kind of a depreciating list of, dates that we are trying to pull in. And the very bottom one is, when was this record created? And so we hit that, and ConnectWise seems to be the place I see it the most. But you'll pull up all these assets and they show that there were, every single asset was purchased in May of 2024 or something, right? Well, obviously that's not right. So a tool like this is really going to allow some brand new conversations with that particular client, because now you can go in and say, hey, I know we don't have 100% accurate information, but this is a pretty good estimate on the age of these assets. Let's start working on getting a proper depreciation schedule set up so we can manage these the right way going forward. All right. Really easy conversation to have that can be really, really valuable with your clients. So using this asset data like this is a powerful tool in your budget conversations. So, one of the areas that we can take this a bit further, let's see, share screen. Let me bring one up as well. Maybe I can. Hang on. I should have got this ready, shouldn't I?
And I'm republishing that website just because you see it works. But the goal is to create a tool, right? I want to learn AI, and I knew asset management was an important thing. It's on the agenda for this time of year. Would I have thought to work on asset management otherwise? Maybe, maybe not. But that is something that now I have this. Now I have this ready to go. Oh yeah, new feature.
Yeah. So the personas and our digests that we recently released, these are great. And so I've been building some new ones, coming up with crazy ideas. This is actually a automated one. So like this, the background on this changes if the infocon status changes, if it goes to condition yellow or orange or whatever. Anyway, that background color will change. So this is a great little email that you can send out that has some live and dynamic data on it, announcements, all that kind of stuff. But where we're talking about assets is down here. We've got new ways to show these assets. And so, we're looking at laptops and we want to know who logged in last. Okay. Demo data is killing me here. I'm struggling with some of this stuff. So we're working on that, but I'll get that. So whose laptop are we talking about? All right. And that's one of the key elements when we're looking at laptops. In desktops, yes, who logged in may be important, but we also want to know where, so now we've got a location field that we bring in, and I can't decide which one is best. And that's kind of the great thing about this is you get to decide, what you want. All right. No, I want to know, I don't care about location. I want to know, who the last logged in user is. Okay, great. We'll put that up there and we'll bring that data back when I get it right in my demo data. All right. And so, but these are all this kind of, I did have it. Anyway, these are all great things that you can do that help you contextualize the asset conversation that you need to have. is it always just about how old it is, or is it about the site that it's at? Right? Maybe you've got a client and they've got a new office that is going to be moving in a few months. And rather than picking up and moving everything, you might look at this and go, almost all the assets there are nearing their depreciation. Why don't we just plan ahead with new devices for everyone? And that will minimize our move time, because you guys are battling this lease, shipping deadline or whatever. And we can have the whole office staged and ready so that we don't have to move any gear. You guys just show up, or y'all can start trickling in as you get there, right? So there's lots of conversations that you can build by just showing the asset data in different perspectives. Customize these. Maybe you got global customizations, but you get down to a client, make one that matches where they are in their business.
Yeah.
Give them the data that has a meaningful business impact to them.
Humanize the data.
Humanize the data.
Your client.
Yep. That's it exactly.
Yeah. These new features are really cool. In some moment, Skip's going to create me the how-to video or the little show-off video so I can put this in the email. But yeah, the goal here when it comes to asset management is something that is important that too many of you spend way too much time on. So let's streamline this. Import it into your RMM, import it into the humanized IT agent, and let the humanized IT agent just build out your budgets for you, build out your project recommendations for you. You should not be spending your time doing this by hand. We have smart rules in here that will automatically assess all of your assets for projects. It'll look for gaps. We already have a budget mapping tool. You don't need to build these by hand. Stop wasting your time.
That's it.
All right. Well, asset management is, it annoys me because people focus on it so much. They get really nitpicky on whether our software does the right kind of asset management. The fields are in the right place. Are we deduplicating? What are we doing? And it's like, well, why aren't you focused on what the client wants to know?
There we go.
Why aren't you focused on this? And because you're so nose deep and in the weeds that you've forgotten where your client's actually going. Yeah. So spend some time, get out, automate what you can in your asset management, figure out cost analysis, start learning how to do depreciation, start learning the difference between OPEX and CAPEX, start learning these things so you can put things into context.
And on that, on the asset, management, there's one phrase that I hear a lot, and it is our clients expect to see it this way. And my challenge to you is, why do they expect it to see it that way? Is it because you've conditioned them to see it? They sit down in a meeting and they go to one particular column because they know that's what you're going to talk about. They're going to ask some questions because they've fallen into this pattern to really drill down into this area. And so my challenge is not just, take everything out, but really understand, what do your clients really want to see as a result of an asset conversation? You're feeding them value points, data points, but what is the result of that? And
what are they going to do
with the data points that you think to get that result? And I think your efforts in that will be surprising in many, many situations.
Yeah. Always ask yourself, what will my client be able to do or action off of with this information?
Yep.
And if the answer is, I don't know, then why are you presenting it?
Yep.
Or if your answer is to convince them to buy more stuff, you're still doing it wrong. Absolutely. What will your client be able to do with the view you're creating? Oh, they'll be able to see which assets are out old, so they can make sure that Sharon or Dave or Daryl get new computers so they can do their job effectively. Now you're getting closer.
Yeah.
So start thinking about the end result. Start thinking about the outcome that you are driving. All right. That's about it for asset management today. Streamline is all becomes down to make sure you're answering the right questions. All right, Skip. We'll see everyone next week. It's going to be October, beginning of Q4.
There it is. See ya.
Bye.